top 10 convenience foods that are slowly killing you. Is grabbing a cup of noodle or popping a ready-to-eat meal in the microwave your regular dinner? Congrats! You're just like so many other people living a busy life. Such hurried lifestyle is the culture fostered by the 9-to-5 mentality. But did you know that the effort you invested just to make sure that you live the kind of life you want to lead is compromised by the convenience food that you eat? Since we care for the health of our better believers, we thought we'd prescribe some food for thought with a list of foods that may gradually and unexpectedly shorten your life. Coming up is our selection of top 10 convenience foods that are slowly killing you. Let's peek under the lid of the first dish on our list. Sweetening up our 10th spot is soda. During summer days, nothing beats a can of soda to satisfy our thirst. But slurping down your favorite soft drink is like consuming 7 to 10 teaspoons of sugar at once. For those of you who don't know, there are 4.2 grams of sugar in a single teaspoon. That's nearly 30 grams of sugar in a single beverage. According to the American Heart Association, the recommended daily intake of added sugar per day shouldn't exceed 9 teaspoons for men, and women shouldn't consume more than 6 teaspoons. A single can takes out that entire recommendation. Also, according to one study, having a can or two of soda will increase your chances of developing type 2 diabetes by 26%. And if that isn't enough to get you thinking, a study among children who consumed an additional 12 ounces of sugary drinks each day had 60% probability of becoming obese. So don't be swayed easily by the gorgeous and famous people endorsing sodas in commercials. They're really just posing. Oh, and before we move too far along, make sure to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and turn on notifications so you can get the latest updates, or Brock will rise from the dead and eat your face off! While we're particularly programmed to enjoy sweets, it's a good time to tackle a savory favorite. Bacon and sausages for breakfast will surely make you happy, but why not swap it with a guilt-free one? Processed meat lands on our 9th place. Every bite of crunchy bacon is like giving your heart a slight punch. Harvard School of Public Health conducted a study around the consumption of unprocessed meats versus processed meat. The researchers found that eating processed meat is associated with 42% probability of having heart disease and 19% likely of acquiring type 2 diabetes. Although it was apparent that both unprocessed and processed meats contain the same amount of cholesterol and saturated fat, processed meats contain more sodium and preservatives, which could be the reason for the higher risk of having a heart disease. The takeaway is, if you can get your breakfast favorites uncured and without added extras, you should be okay. Also, eating unprocessed meats such as beef, pork, and lamb is okay. However, maybe it's high time to say goodbye to your favorite bacon and say hello to oats and fruits, the first. Did you know that ramen is Natura's favorite food in the world? Noodles had been one of the staple foods of Asians. Instant ramen noodles slurped their way into our 8th spot. Instant ramen is popular among Asians, but it is also gaining popularity in other parts of the world. I have some fond memories of top ramen after class myself. Having a warm cup of noodle on a cold, rainy day can be comforting. However, its constituents may put your life at risk, snuggling up to some of your vital organs like your heart, pancreas, and your liver. A study conducted among South Korean college students proved that instant noodle consumption is associated with cardiometabolic syndrome. Cardiometabolic syndrome results in a disease composed of cardiovascular conditions, diabetes and insulin resistance, and non-alcoholic fatty liver. The study established that the more you eat instant noodles, the more likely you will get the disease. Indeed, instead of keeping cup of noodle in your cupboard, try making your own ramen. A cup of coffee and donuts for a quick breakfast may also be a quick way to spike up your blood sugar. Donuts rolled into our 7th spot. Donuts are well loved by all age groups for their scrumptious sweetness, complementing coffee so wonderfully. However, a donut contains anywhere from 300 to 700 calories, depending on the size and flavor. Not only that, but they're obviously packed with sugar. We already know sugar is associated with several diseases. In the Journal of Progress in Cardiovascular Diseases, an article noted that a diet that is high in sugar is associated with increased blood sugar and blood pressure, which can in turn lead to insulin resistance, leptin resistance, and high cholesterol. Here's a tasty and healthy alternative: a good bowl of oatmeal. Continuing on the Breakfast Express, we have another popular quick breakfast. Filling our 6th spot are cereals. A number of types of cereals have been introduced to the market. Whole grain and other healthier versions of cereals have no negative effect on one's health. However, cereals that are high in sugar, usually children's cereal, can be bad for you. These types of cereals contain a significant percentage of sugar, hydrates, and sodium. You also have to take into account the nutritional content of the milk you poured into the bowl of cereal. A systematic review on the effect of ready-to-eat cereals on key nutritional outcomes indicated that eating cereals fortified with different vitamins and nutrients are beneficial to health, but the sugar intake of frequent consumption of ready-to-eat cereals is of concern. Think again about your bowl of Lucky Charms. Moving on. Popping on our fifth spot is microwaved popcorn. What can be more relaxing than enjoying a movie night at home with a bowl of popcorn to complete it? Popcorn can be healthy, but its preparation is a different issue. Popcorn is actually a good alternative to other snacks, according to Joe Vincent, a chemistry professor in the University of Scranton. It's highly nutritious, containing amounts of polyphenols, around 300 milligrams per serving. Fantastic! Compare that to regular sweet corn at 114 milligrams per serving, and even fruit at 160 milligrams per serving. But microwavable popcorn can do more harm than good to your body. Based on some studies, a flavoring agent used in the popcorn's coating called diacetyl is associated with bronchiolitis obliterans, a type of lung disease, aka popcorn lung. Moreover, the chemicals used in the bags of microwave popcorn have been linked to cancer. But don't worry, if you really love popcorn, you can still enjoy it by using an electric air popper or the stove top. Speaking of more nutritious alternatives, considering a plate of salad for dinner to lessen your caloric intake? This can definitely be a sound decision as long as the dressing you're using is made from scratch. Tossing it up on the fourth spot is a bottle of salad dressing. Bottled salad dressing may come in handy, and it is sure tasty, but it's loaded with preservatives rich in sodium, saturated fats, and sugar. Take this in. For every serving of 2 tablespoons of Olive Garden's signature Italian dressing, you're eating 520 milligrams of sodium. Marie Callender's has 3.5 grams of saturated fats. And Ken's Steakhouse fat-free raspberry pecan dressing has 10 grams of sugar. Here's the kicker. Do you ever actually measure the amount of dressing you're eating? I know I don't. Since bottled salad dressings contain saturated fats, excessive amounts can lead to a spike in the cholesterol level. Plus, its sodium content may contribute to increasing your sodium intake, placing you at risk of having a heart attack. You're better off using some olive oil, balsamic vinegar, and a little salt and pepper. Or better yet, try some fresh-made salsa. That's one of my favorites. Hey, speaking of heating things up, you want to open a canned soup for dinner? Well, we recommend you think twice about that idea. Packing it up on our third spot are canned foods. Several studies have been done about the adverse effects of canned foods on a person's health. It is an established fact that some canned foods contain bisphenol A or BPA. Exposure to BPA is linked to obesity, cardiovascular conditions, and other health issues. Researchers have found that canned soups have a higher BPA concentration compared to canned fruits, probably due to the heat required during the production process. Compared to people who don't eat store-bought canned foods, people who ate canned soups had a 229% higher concentration of BPA, while people who ate a can of peaches had a 41% higher concentration, according to a study published in the Journal of Environmental Research. Although the Food and Drug Administration assures that the BPA found in canned foods is safe, buying fresh food and preparing them yourself is still the best way to go and stay healthy. But when you're in a rush and grocery shopping, it can be super easy to grab a handful of frozen dinners for the week and call it good. But before you take your cart up to the checkout, take some time to read the nutrition facts written on the backside of those TV dinners. Frozen dinners have filled our second spot. Then go ahead, there's nothing to worry about. A study conducted by researchers from University of Georgia indicated that the nutritional content of fresh fruits and vegetables are the same as frozen ones. But ready-to-eat foods such as burritos and pizza are a different issue. These types of foods have high caloric, fat, and sodium contents, which may lead to health issues like obesity. Duh. Having frozen food once in a while is not bad, just don't make it a daily part of your life. And now, for the moment you've all been waiting for, our number 1 spot. Drumroll please. Potato chips are as beloved as soda, and yet, just like soft drinks, it's probably best not to open that bag of chips because once you start munching, it's hard to stop crunching. Potato chips have high sodium content, fats, and calories, and contain little nutrients. These ingredients are highly correlated with several health diseases such as cardiovascular disease, obesity, and kidney disease. Aside from these concerns, another reason to minimize eating potato chips is that some may contain acrylamide. Acrylamide is a chemical that is formed after cooking in a high temperature, just like how potato chips are made. This chemical may damage a person's nerves. This can also lead to the weakening of muscle coordination, and it also may lead to cancer. So the next time you're craving for chips, just remember the risks you're facing and examine the back of the bag. So there you have it, Better Believers, our list of the top 10 convenience foods that are slowly killing you. Sometimes it's better to pause, take a breather, and consider the quality of life you are living right now. Maybe you are doing more harm to yourself by grabbing quick-to-fix foods. Just think about it the next time you're at the store. A little moderation can go a long way in living a longer, healthier life. Which foods are you most surprised by? Let us know in the comment sections below. And if you found this video insightful, check out one of these.